So I wanted to do this quick video about selfishness, how it goes on to affect generations, how each generation is affected by selfishness. So nobody wins when a generation or people decide to be selfish. I want to say, do not imitate, do not follow, do not be influenced by people who are preaching selfishness. Ultimately, in the long run, they end up alone by themselves. They end up miserable. We as humans are put on this earth for the lesson of connection and building. This is how we have communities. This is how we have families. And the way connection works is the energy has to be reciprocated. So if you are familiar with The Lion King, we talk about the circle of life. So with the circle of life, it's like the previous generation invests in the younger generation, which goes on to influence the younger generation. And then once that previous generation gets older, the younger generation influences the older generation or invests in the older generations. So that's really how the circle of life goes. But when you have people are being selfish, so they remove themselves from the circle, obviously the circle cannot work. So older generation or previous generation suffers. That goes on to then impact the generations that's after the middle generation. Needless to say, you can't get anywhere being selfish. You cannot. And that's not to say, because I speak a lot about protecting your energy, protecting your peace. That's completely different than being selfish. One is done for sanity. One is done for peace of mind. The other is done for one's own pleasure, selfishness. Ultimately, people who are selfish do not see the long run of things. They only see the end, what they can gain. They're opportunists. They can only see what they can gain in the moment, which continues on and on and on. So to sum up this video, nobody wins when people are selfish. Everybody suffers. And in this life, we as humans, we crave connection, though some of us are not impacted by connections as others. There is those cases too. Ultimately, if generations are not investing, learning, passing down wisdom, everybody is suffering. The generation after the previous generation is suffering because they're learning the hard way, and then somebody has to take care of the older generation. So when you have this culture of or society of just being selfish, understand these people are not really happy. In the long run, what's ultimately going to end up happening is that they're going to obtain everything worldly, but metaphysically or spiritually, they're dead. They have nothing to kind of build off of. They have nothing that they have attained spiritually. This is why they haven't grown as people. This is why they suffer, because they have not grown. So that's my short video I want to do on selfishness. That's the APF truth.